Hello and welcome to Aquarium News Monthly, where I take a look back at all the news from the saltwater aquarium hobby from the last month. Today we have new equipment, a stunning new type of anemone, and an update on the Indonesian coral ban. Starting off with equipment then, and the Neptune Trident has now gone on sale in the US. The Neptune Trident went on sale in the States this month, and unusually for a Neptune product, to me it looks like a bit of a bargain. It'll set you back $600 if you're lucky enough to get your hands on one, and you'll also need an Apex setup too, the cheapest of which is $500. If you had a DOS dosing unit for $300, that brings the total to $1,400, which will enable you to automatically test and control alkalinity, calcium and magnesium. The equivalent Alkatronic and Dosetronic system will cost you $1,600, so the Apex system is $200 less, and it tests calcium and magnesium, and you effectively get a free Neptune Apex. Now, away from the US, we're going to have to wait a bit of time to get our mitts on this system, but I'm going to see this as my way into the world of Apex. Staying with equipment then, and Bubble King have released their smallest skimmer yet, the Bubble King 160. Now, if you're not familiar with Bubble Kings, they are the Rolls Royce of the skimmer world. They run absolutely silently and skim far more efficiently than any other skimmer on the market. The 160 is rated for aquariums between 200 and 500 litres, and when Royal Exclusive says that, they really mean it. So you won't need to oversize this bad boy. Now, unsurprisingly, the catch here is the price, and this skimmer will set you back almost $1,000, which is fair to say is at the top end of the market. But if I had the money to spare, I wouldn't hesitate to get a Bubble King, and it's great to see a smaller unit available. Last month on Aquarium News Monthly, I told you that Belltech were going to release a fleece filter, but I couldn't tell you the price or release dates, so I got in touch with them to find out. Belltech told me the 4,000 litre per hour unit will cost €599, with the 6,000 litre per hour unit costing €699, and that they'll be available in either June or July. Now, that's almost double the price of the equivalent Clarity roller, and you still have to plumb the Deltec in place. So for me, that's not particularly good value for money, and instead I bought the Belltech X Filter. It's a higher spec roller than the Clarity or the Deltec, and you don't have to plumb it. Your overflow pipes just slot into the back of the unit. So look out for my forthcoming install and review videos. Now, I have one more piece of equipment to tell you about before I show you that lovely new anemone that's been discovered. Red Sea have brought out a configurator tool to help you build your perfect aquarium setup. It suggests the most appropriate products, Red Sea own brand of course, for whatever tank you get, and it gives you a 10% discount on equipment when you buy a new tank, which is not too shabby. You can buy the aquarium, lights, skimmer and wave pumps through this system, and I think it will really appeal to beginners. Choosing the right equipment can be pretty daunting, and some people love to have matching kit all by the same brand. So I think Red Sea are onto a winner here. When you've completed your selection, you just take your order down to your local fish shop, where you can pay for the equipment at the discounted rate. A byproduct of this configurator being announced is that Red Sea effectively also revealed they will be making their own gyre pumps. No word on prices or release dates as yet, but in my opinion, gyres are a fantastic way to generate flow in your aquarium. The problems I've seen with other gyres are reliability and ease of maintenance, so I'll be really interested to see if Red Sea can crack those issues. So that's all for equipment. Now on to livestock then, and let's take a look at that new anemone. Now, they're called rainbow bottom anemones, but unfortunately as they are new to the hobby, I can't tell you an awful lot about their care requirements. They seem to originate from Japan, and they look ruddy spectacular. They have translucent tentacles with bright stripes, multicoloured oral discs and even fluorescent feet. Now, if you're brave enough to take on and care for an animal that nobody knows anything about, the good news is that they don't seem to be that hard to get hold of, relatively speaking anyway. For example, there are currently 4 specimens on whitecorals.com right now, each costing €300 plus shipping. Now, I for one plan on waiting for others to build up some experience in their requirements, but on the face of it they look absolutely fantastic, so they are a welcome addition to the hobby. Staying with livestock then, and researchers in Florida have found a new way to breed more colourful aquarium fish. They've had success with regal tangs, wrasses and hawkfish, so this is really promising news, and it's starting to feel like the hobby is finding ways to become less and less reliant on wild caught fish. That's good news for the reefs, and should lead to us hobbyists getting fish that are better suited to a life in captivity. We're still a fair way away from being a self-sustaining hobby, of course, and even from being able to breed fish at a cost-effective price point for that matter. But this is another great step in the right direction. And on the subject of sustainability, a new coral aquaculture facility has opened right here in the UK. It's run by a local fish shop called AAC, and they are calling it their Coral Lab. It's a state-of-the-art facility that has been 6 months in the making. Now, AAC don't post corals, but I can tell you from personal experience that it is well worth the journey to Harlow, just north of London. With the Indonesian export ban still holding firm, it's great to see an established provider taking steps to set up a sustainable alternative to wild-caught corals. And on the subject of the Indonesian coral ban, I have very interesting news from the world of politics. This month, Joko Widodo was re-elected as President of Indonesia. Now, I've seen conflicting reports this month on the future of the Indonesian coral export ban. Freg Farm Limited, a very respectable UK agriculture firm, suggested that Widodo's re-election will almost certainly mean the ban will stay in place, while over at Reef Builders, Jake Adams suggests there has been movement and he seems to believe the ban will end, albeit that it will take some time to come about. Mariculture facilities have little to no impact on the reefs and provide a livelihood for locals in poor countries. They also produce some fantastic corals for the hobby, so in my opinion they are very much a good thing, and I hope Reef Builders are right about the ban ending soon. But I will of course keep you up to date with all the latest on the situation right here on Aquarium News Monthly. Now, I haven't heard anything concrete either way, but I'm sure we would all love to see Indonesian maricultured frags returning to the shops. So you're now up to date then with the aquarium news for May. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for future content, and in the meantime check out some of my other videos, and until next time then, I have been the Reef Talk. Thank you, good night.